My precious child, I see you. I see your heart weighed down with stress, anxiety, and the pressures of life. I know what you're carrying right now, even the things you haven't spoken to anyone about. Your worries, your fears, your doubts, I know them all, and I want you to know that you do not have to carry them alone. The world is full of demands, expectations from others, responsibilities, uncertainties about the future, and the constant noise around you. It's no wonder you feel overwhelmed at times. But my beloved child, I did not create you to live under the crushing weight of stress. I created you to live in peace, to find rest in me, and to know that I am with you, even in the midst of life's heaviest burdens. Stress is something that touches every person's life, even those who walk closely with me. But I want you to understand that stress doesn't have to control you. It doesn't have to steal your joy, your peace, or your hope. You were never meant to bear the weight of the world on your shoulders, because I have already carried it for you. When I walked this earth, I knew what it felt like to be surrounded by demands, to face pressures from all sides, and to experience the human condition fully. Yet in the midst of it all, I found rest in my Father, and I want you to find that rest in me. Let's talk about the things that are causing you stress. Perhaps you are feeling overwhelmed by your responsibilities, whether it's your work, your family, your relationships, or the many tasks that fill your days. I understand how easy it is to feel like you're being pulled in 100 different directions, trying to keep everything together. But, my beloved, I want you to know that it's okay to rest. It's okay to take a step back and breathe. You don't have to do everything on your own. In the Gospels, there is a moment when my dear friend Martha was feeling overwhelmed. She was busy serving, preparing, and doing everything she thought needed to be done to honor me. But in her busyness, she became stressed and frustrated, even asking me to tell her sister Mary to help her. Martha's heart was in the right place. She wanted to serve, but she was missing something important. She was missing the opportunity to sit at my feet, to be still in my presence, and to find rest for her soul. Mary, on the other hand, chose to sit with me, to listen, and to be present in the moment. I want you to know that there is a time for service and a time for stillness, and in your life, there must be a balance. Stress often comes when you try to carry too much on your own. You think you need to manage everything, solve every problem, and meet every expectation. But my beloved child, I am asking you to let go of that weight. In Matthew 11, verse 28-30, I invite you to come to me with your burdens. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. I want you to hear these words deeply in your heart. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. The yoke represents the work we do together, the life we walk through together. When you are yoked with me, you are not walking alone, and the burdens you carry are no longer yours to bear alone. I am right there with you, carrying the weight, guiding you, and giving you the strength you need. You don't have to push through on your own. I am here, inviting you to lay down the things that are stressing you and take up my peace. Stress also comes from fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. I understand these fears, but I want to remind you of something important. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I hold all of time and creation in my hands. There is nothing that happens in your life that I am not aware of, nothing that takes me by surprise. I have gone before you, and I know the plans I have for you. These plans are good to give you hope and a future. So when fear begins to creep in and stress rises, remember that I am already in your tomorrow, and I am working all things together for your good. It's easy to get caught up in the what-ifs of life. What if things don't work out the way you hope? What if you fail? What if the unexpected happens? But my beloved, I want you to trust me. Trust that I am with you every step of the way. You don't have to have all the answers or know what the future holds, because I do. Stress often comes when you feel like you have to control everything, but peace comes when you surrender that control to me. I am your shepherd, and I will lead you beside still waters. I will restore your soul. Sometimes, the stress you feel comes from the pressures and expectations of others. You may feel like you have to live up to certain standards, whether it's in your job, your relationships, or your personal life. But I want to remind you that your worth is not defined by what you do, how much you achieve, or how well you perform. Your worth is found in me. You are my child, loved unconditionally, and nothing can change that. You don't have to strive for approval or validation from others, because you are already fully known and fully loved by me. When you rest in that truth, you will find freedom from the stress of trying to meet the expectations of this world. Let's also talk about perfectionism. I know that sometimes you place a lot of pressure on yourself to be perfect, to get everything right, to avoid mistakes, and to always be at your best. But my beloved, I want you to know that you don't have to be perfect. I am the only one who is perfect, and I don't expect you to live without flaws or mistakes. In fact, it is in your weakness that my strength is made perfect. When you fall short, when you make mistakes, I am there with grace, ready to pick you up and help you move forward. Don't let the pursuit of perfection steal your peace or add stress to your life. Rest in my grace, knowing that my love for you is not based on your performance. I also know that sometimes stress comes from comparing yourself to others. You look around and see what others are achieving, what they have, or how they seem to have everything together, and you feel like you don't measure up. But, my beloved child, I want you to remember that I have created you uniquely. Your journey is your own, and it cannot be compared to anyone else's. I have given you gifts, talents, and a calling that is specific to you. When you focus on what others are doing, you lose sight of the beautiful work I am doing in you. Trust me with your journey, and know that I am leading you exactly where you need to be. In the midst of life's stress I want to give you practical ways to find rest in me. First, spend time with me in prayer. When you feel overwhelmed, come to me, tell me what's on your heart, and release your worries into my hands. Prayer is not just about asking for things. It's about communion with me, sharing your heart, and listening to my voice. As you spend time in my presence, I will fill you with peace that surpasses all understanding. Second, spend time in my word. My word is alive and active, and it will guide you, comfort you, and give you strength. When you are stressed, meditate on my promises. Remember that I am your refuge and strength, your ever-present help in times of trouble. My word will remind you of who I am and who you are in me. Third, take care of your body and mind. I created you as a whole person, body, soul, and spirit. When you are stressed, it affects every part of you. Take time to rest physically, to care for your health, and to nurture your mind with things that bring life. It's okay to step away from the noise, to slow down, and to give yourself the space to breathe. Remember, even I took time to rest when I walked the earth. Lastly, lean on the community I have placed around you. I did not create you to walk through life alone. Share your burdens with those you trust. Allow others to pray for you, support you, and remind you of my truth. When two or more are gathered in my name, I am there with them, and there is great strength in community. My beloved child, I know that life can be stressful at times, but I want you to remember that I am greater than any stress you will ever face. I am your peace, your strength, and your refuge. When the weight of the world feels heavy, come to me, and I will give you rest. You don't have to carry your burdens alone, for I am with you always. In the moments when you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath and remember my words. Be still and know that I am God. I am with you, I am for you, and I love you more than you can imagine. There is nothing in this life that can separate you from my love. So rest in me, trust in me, and know that I am holding you in the palm of my hand. With all my love, Jesus.